Okay, here's a quick video to detail a few things about the assessment process for mus119. So as you will have seen in mole under mus119 and assessment description, you need to read this very carefully, and you need to make sure that in particular you identify yourself very clearly with your student ID, what kind of submission you are doing, and the course title for both Cubase and for Pure Data. So I've done that here. Here's a temp folder. This will go on my USB stick, and inside this folder I have made a folder for the Cubase submission and the Pure Data submission, and inside the Pure Data submission I have made folders for the 4 problems. Then if you go to course content and module overview, you will see down here the Pure Data assignment. Download the PDF, although you should have a hard copy. Download loop 1 and then download Cubase assignment.zip. This is a zip file, and this will look like this, zipped up. So into your Cubase assignment you will copy this folder. And it can be the folder within your own folder, or you could copy the files out just into your folder. So dealing with the Cubase assignment, once you've launched Cubase and you have in your submission folder the folder of sound files, first off, make a new project. Prompt for project location, create an empty project, put it in your assessment folder. So for me that'll be in my temp folder, and in mus119 submission, Cubase submission, I'm going to put it there. So it's not there, but it's going to be here. First thing I'll do is save this, mus119 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Cubase project, and it appears here, and I'm going to reference the audio files that are in this folder. So you take the folder of sounds and very simply load them in. I want them on different tracks. I do not want to copy them to the project directory because that's already in a folder within the project, so that's fine. It's making all the necessary waveforms. I should be able to hear it.
I know the seasons about to change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you arranged. You're tempting me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine?
And as you can see here, there's definitely a mistake in the kick and snare overheads and toms. The finished product might have folders for the different instruments, might have interesting panning and EQ. You might insert reverbs or delays onto certain instruments. You will certainly want to make a balance of the instruments, so your drums might be balanced and then sent to a group track, which furthermore will then be balanced with your guitars, which will be balanced with your backing vocals and lead vocals. For example, you might want to put your backing vocals either side of your lead vocalist and have him in the center. You may need to apply compression and or gating to get rid of noise. So there's plenty you can do. There's some things that you do that are absolutely necessary, but there's other bits of mixing and mastering that will garner you extra marks to make this performance the best possible. Finally, you do need to submit a mix down of the finished product in export audio mix down. That's the Cubase project. The Pure Data submission, many aspects of the pure data submission we've already dealt with in class, but part 3 we probably haven't dealt with yet. So to just explain how this might work, part 3 uses the loop file. So what I've done here, although I've got it in this folder here, I've copied it into my problem 3 folder. I'm going to make a new patch and save it. Pure data, problem 3 core. It should be core 1 probably. And quickly DAC, I'm basically copying it out. Multiply by 0.5, remembering at audio rate. I have a table which we've done before many times, T1. I have a sound filer, and I have a message to sound filer, read minus resize, loop 1 is a .wav, and put it into table T1. So my table T1 looks like that. I then need a tab play, T1 goes into here, a bang to play it, put the DSP on, tab play, it's a bang, the table's done, this creates a loop. So that's core task 1 done, but now to add delays I need to send this tab play to a delay line. So I write the sound into a delay line with a name and give it an initial size of 2 seconds. So this is going into a delay line. Now a delay line is like a piece of memory, but it's volatile, it'll die out. So the sound will come in here, but eventually it will disappear. And I will read the delay line using the variable delay object. Let's put this down at 0.2. Have another one of these. So it's best if this is done in stereo for now, with the original going to the left ear and the delay going to the right ear. And if I put a number here to delay by 150, everything that's coming through here is being delayed by 150 milliseconds and then read out. To create feedback, you would multiply sections of your output from the delay back into the delay line. And you'd have to be really careful with this if you were using a number box to make sure the upper value never goes beyond 1. Finally, an interesting expansion idea of medium difficulty is to create a kind of flanged effect to take your delay line and modulate this value here by a small amount so that it becomes in phase and then slightly out of phase, which creates a sort of chorus effect. So I have an oscillator going at a certain speed. Again, I'll use a number box rather than a fixed number in a message box. I need a multiply, and an add. Remember, these can all be changed to add more interesting sounds. And this will go into my delay speed. That will come out. And now the sound goes to both left and right channels so that we can actually hear the effect. This to 0.5. You can already hear the difference if we add some feedback. Original table sound file being delayed and having this delay with varied feedback, varied delay time going against the original, creating a flange type effect. Finally, part 4, for sure you can complete the core tasks as they are set, but the idea for the expansions is to bring everything that you've learnt and done in in part 1, 2 and 3 together. So the expansion idea, the big picture, which says brackets hard, is to bring all these things together to create an interesting sequencer, sampler, sound file player, mixer, effects unit, like this kind of effect, and bring them all together into something that could be used really musically.